environment. And it doesn't matter how many opposition I face until I am the education minister, I will support it. Then we Wajin talking shit about him and Gangseok arrives behind him and Wajin calls him dad but he kicks him that he is not his dad. They were mourning in front of the grave of Gaeun Choi. They say that whether she would be happy for what we are doing. Then Gangseok says that we have request from another school named Ji-Yuan High School. Wajin arrives at the school and founds there was a gang war, everyone was fighting and he declares that he will end this gang war. Then the scene shift to principal office where they talked about school. The school is divided in gangs, all of them are fighting for proving their power and becoming strong. Wajin goes to gym where bullies were beating a boy. Wajin introduced himself but bully attacked him. Wajin knocks him out with single punch. Then he calls another gang to auditorium for class and says who don't want to obey can fight me. Then Wajin told them you two classes will have class together and he told them the first class is know your place. The leader of second group attacked Wajin but he got knocked just by one hit. And then Wajin fights whole gang all alone, beat everyone up. Then he took a test of everyone and the boy who was being bullied became the topper. Wajin made him the king and he was allowed to give any punishments to the other students. New rules were created that school hierarchy will be decided by grades. Anyone can challenge Wajin if they don't agree and punishment will be given if anyone touches king. Everyone was made to do hard physical exercise all the time and the moment they disagree Wajin beats them. But then a person enters the class with a hammer. He is Gwanhyuk, the third-year student who created the hierarchy system. He is the leader of all the groups. He challenged Wajin and punched him. Wajin tries to block it but still got a bruise. Wajin says that your kind of students entertains the most to me. Then they made a deal that if Wajin lost the fight he will leave the school. And they started fighting. Wajin punched Gwanhyuk but he didn't knocked out, instead he knocked Wajin with a single punch. Then Gwanhyuk started beating everyone that they can't handle a single person, how will they handle whole district? Wajin started laughing, it shows he was just acting. Then Gwanhyuk attacked again but Wajin broke his rib with just a single punch. He said King to treat him as his slave like others. Now Gwanhyuk is serving King like a slave. Whenever he tries to kill King, Wajin tortures him with a feather. Not only that, all of his gang members abandoned him as he got beaten up by Wajin. Principal thanks Wajin for improving the school condition as everyone is getting together and Gwanhyuk is also improving. Wajin says he is not improved, he is just waiting for his injuries to be healed. Then we see Gwanhyuk carrying King's bag. He was stopped by a boy who was beaten by him. He hired gangster to deal with Gwanhyuk. They were called as Mongol army and passed out of Gun-Un school 8 years ago. Gwanhyuk punched one member but he blocked him and punched on his ribs and Gwanhyuk faints down. Gwanhyuk started fighting Khan but his kick was faster than his punch. He punched him on his throat and started punching him on face. Then Gwanhyuk remember his past. In first class he fought for first time as some boys were insulting his family as they were poor. He realized if he could be at the top everyone will respect him, but now he is scared. He is begging to stop otherwise he will die. Gangsters took him and King to cut Gwanhyuk hands so he can't fight again. King stood for him and took beating for him. His heartbeat was raised and Wajin received a message. After 10 minutes of beating he was still ready to save Gwanhyuk. Then Wajin arrived at the place and broke gangster elbow and break his face. He said he will not go easy on them if they are not students. Now the second gangster comes with a knife. He realized that this person is not someone he can handle. He is using military technique in fighting which doesn't have any weakness against a weapon. He is using Krav Maga. Wajin beats him badly. Gangster started begging him but he didn't stop, he break his head. Then the gangster request King to stop this. Then Wajin said now you are doing right, and said then to leave. Next day Wajin left the school and everyone tied King on a chair to take revenge, but suddenly Gwanhyuk comes in. He said, nobody will touch my friend otherwise I will kill him. Then we see Wajin got a new job but this time it's a girls' school and they have appointed a girl warden for them. The warden enters the room and salutes Wajin and calls him sergeant. Even Wajin says her as captain. Now if you want to know that why she called him sergeant. Why Wajin body is full of scars and cuts. And whose grave was that, and why were they saying will she like it? Then you have to wait for part 2. Complete 100 likes on this video.